scramble into 210 now.
Hello, today is January 11, 2020. Yesterday I installed a stall warning horn in the Piper Cherokee, and I tested it in the hangar, but I also wanted to test it in flight. So today's flight, we're going to take it outside of the Class Delta airspace and then put it into a power on and then a power off stall to make sure that we can hear the stall warning horn over the sound of the engine and through the headset. It seems like lately, whenever I've done my flight tests, I've picked the windiest, bumpiest, gustiest weather possible. So you're going to see some of that here, some very challenging crosswinds with gusts on our landing. Wind conditions today were 12 knots at 230 degrees, which is a 60-degree crosswind from the right, gusting 21 knots. I took this video in the hangar to show you the purpose for the installation of the stall warning horn. As you can see, there's the stall warning light that was original equipment. Now, as you can also see, with the iPad installed on the control wheel, the stall warning light is obscured. Now, here's a look at the stall warning horn I installed, which is actually a 12-volt motorcycle horn, and then I manufactured that bracket and secured it underneath the panel. Tacoma Tower, Cherokee 7428 Romeo, holding short, runway 17 and Alpha 1.
Cherokee 7428 Romeo, Tacoma Tower, runway 17, northwest departure approved, clear for takeoff.
Northwest departure approved, clear for takeoff, runway 1728 Romeo.
Approaching runway 17. Entered runway 17, 4,900 feet remaining.
Okay, we're going to stop briefly on the runway and recheck our directional gyro, set it for runway heading 170. Got the GoPro going. There we are lined up. Briefly we're going to stop. Directional gyro set. And feet off brakes, full power.
RV 988 Delta Bravo, Tacoma ground, runway 17, taxi to the Bravo 3 and Alpha.
Okay, we're going to deflect our flight controls into the wind. We have a crosswind here. Airspeed indicators alive. Looking for 75. And there it is, and off the ground. Maintaining runway heading, climb out at 85. Bumpy as expected. The gusts are 20 knots. We're getting bounced around pretty good here on takeoff. We're going to do a right downwind departure to the northwest. Get into an area where we could do some maneuvers, and we're going to test that stall warning horn out. And we'll make our right turn out at 1,000 feet. We're at 700. Coming up on 900. And right turn out. Nice 20-degree bank. Turn. Now once we get out of their Delta airspace, we'll put it into a stall and test that horn out and make sure we can hear it well enough. There's 1,500. And we're going to level out at 2,000. And we're coming out on rolling out on the downwind here. And there it is, rolling out. There's 2,000, power back 2,300. We'll do our cruise checklist. Okay, trim. Definitely getting pretty bumpy up here. Okay, there's 2,000. Cruise checklist. Fuel pump off and landing light off. And we're going to lean. Go. Turning out to the northwest now. I'm going to bring it up to 2,500, and then we'll put it into a stall. So I'll pull the power back and pull back on the control wheel. So now we're on heading 310. I don't know, wait till I'm clear of their airspace. Could be in a couple of minutes here. So holding heading 300. I was going to do a touch and go over at Bremerton National, but the cloud ceilings are really low there right now. So once I get out of the Delta here at Tacoma Narrows, I'll do the stall test and then we'll just head on back. They're heading to the right. You see what's that Purdy Bridge that spans that waterway there. That's a VFR reporting point, so I want to stay clear of that when I do my maneuvers.
Coming 45240, Tacoma ground, runway 17, taxi via Bravo 3 and Alpha.
So the stall warning horn, I had one installed and it wasn't loud enough to hear through the headset, which doesn't do me any good. So I put a 12-volt motorcycle horn in there, and I tested it out in the hangar, and it's super loud. I don't anticipate having any problems hearing it. I'm still inside Delta airspace. As soon as I'm clear, I'll go ahead and put it into a stall. Now the reason I put the horn in is because prior to this it only had a stall warning light, and when I installed the iPad on the control wheel it obscured my ability to see that stall warning light. So I put the horn in.
Tacoma Tower, Skyline 560 Alpha Bravo is 3 miles west of Von Bay, 2000 inbound landing, Oscar.
560 Alpha Bravo, Tacoma Tower ident.
Okay, we're clear of Delta. Gonna go ahead and put it into a stall.
0 Alpha Bravo,
I'm gonna bring it up first to about 2,500.
Right base for 17 and we'll report 560 Bravo.
I'm slowing it down. The airspeed's down at 80 right now. At 2,000 RPMs. We're at 2,300. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pull it back. Put it into a stall. There's the horn. No problem hearing that. So full power, nose down. Regain our airspeed.
Alert. Terrain ahead.
Yeah. That's what we were looking for.
This is 0 Alpha Bravo, traffic 11 o'clock, 2 miles southwest on type unknown, altitude indicates 2,600.
Looking 0 Bravo. Oh, we have
Gonna take it over here and put it into another stall. It's always good training while you're up here doing some maneuvers.
Half Tower, this is 12 Bravo, that's us. We'll be monitoring your frequency.
This is the 12 Bravo, Roger, traffic heading to, actually behind you now, so you turn back around as you're in sight. And you have traffic about 3 miles west to you westbound, correction 3 miles east to you westbound, Cherokee 2,500 indicated.
Roger, we'll be looking 12 Bravo, thank you. Tower, Twin Star 919.
Okay,
checking in.
so now we're going to do a power off stall. So the power's all the way back. I'm going to try to maintain the altitude.
We'll go.
So pulling back on the control wheel, pulling back. There's the horn. Nose down, full power.
Tacoma Tower, RV 988 Delta Bravo is holding chartered off 1, ready for takeoff westbound.
RV 988 Delta Bravo, Tacoma Tower west, departure approved. Wind 23012, gusting 21, runway 17, clear for takeoff.
17, clear for takeoff, November 988 Delta Bravo.
There's 2,500, pulling it back to 2,300 RPMs. We'll do one more stall, a power on stall to simulate a takeoff, a stall on takeoff. And then we'll bring it back in for a landing. As I said, no problem hearing that motorcycle horn. Initially, I was concerned it would overload the circuit because of its amperage draw, which is supplying power both to the light and the horn, and it's got a 5 amp fuse on that circuit, but it's not an issue. So real happy with that.
Traffic, 10 o'clock, 2 miles, 1,000 feet below.
240 at 17 window.
Okay, I'm not going to do that other stall. There's 2 aircraft.
Tiger 45240, Tacoma Tower, make correct traffic, runway 17, clear for takeoff. As on initial contact, you have information,
Okay, Oscar's current. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and bring it in for landing. There's 2 other aircraft right near me. One of them's 900 below, and so I'm not going to do that maneuver. He's at my 10 o'clock right now. I see him, he's just below me, flying underneath me. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on the GoPro, but I'm going to go ahead and bring him down to 2,000. I'll make my radio call from Pretty Bridge.
Tacoma Tower, Skyline 560 Bravo, about 2 miles from right base for 17. You want us to yield to the traffic on ILS?
Cessna 0 Bravo will actually show you about 6 miles northwest of the airport. So just proceed to Gig Harbor for a right base runway 1, or straight in runway 17 for Gig Harbor.
Okay, report Gig Harbor for 17560 Bravo.
Cessna 0 Bravo, you're going to follow a Twin Star. It's 3 miles east of you on straight in. About 11 o'clock and 3 miles.
Okay, we'll be looking.
Okay, we're going to set up for landing here. Fuel pump is on and landing light is on. And we're at 2,000 RPM, trim for that. Tacoma Tower, Cherokee 7428 Romeo, Pretty Bridge landing with Oscar.
Cherokee 7428 Romeo, Tacoma Tower, roger. Number 3 to the runway, make straight in runway 17, report Gig Harbor.
Number 3, straight in runway 17, report Gig Harbor 28 Romeo. Okay, so we're making a right turn.
Non-Echo Sierra, verify you're inside of the final approach fix now.
Non-Echo Sierra, affirmative.
Non-Echo Sierra, roger. Runway 17, cleared low approach.
Cleared low approach 17, non-Echo Sierra.
Grumman 240, you're, actually I'm going to make you number 1. You're inside of a Twin Star on about a 3.5 mile final. They're over at Gig Harbor now. Runway 17, clear touch and go.
It'll be full stop for 45240.
Okay, so we're at 1,700. I'm going to descend to pattern altitude.
240, runway 17, clear to land.
He wants us to report over Gig Harbor, which you see right there at 12 o'clock.
Bravo, do you see the Twin Star ahead of you there?
Yeah, we got the Twin Stars. I'd like to do a 360 to the left, just to gain a little spacing behind them.
No 360s, I got somebody behind you. Just turn to the east and square your turn to final.
Okay, we'll cut 0 Bravo.
Diamond Star 9 Echo Sierra, you're number 2. You can follow Grumman's turning right base in front of you, runway 17, cleared low approach. The right base about a mile and a half ahead and to your right.
9 Echo Sierra, we're looking for traffic and we're cleared low approach.
Okay, so that's Gig Harbor. We're going to report over Gig Harbor. Here in a couple of minutes, we'll be over it. And then we're cleared for straight in runway 17. A couple of other airplanes that are landing ahead of us. They should either be clear on a low approach or on the ground by the time we reach Gig Harbor.
Traffic inside.
Okay, we're going to level off right here.
Twin Star 9 Echo Sierra, roger.
Okay, we're set up for landing. Fuel selector set to the proper tank. Primer's in and locked. Fuel pump is on. And right now we're at pattern altitude. We'll report Gig Harbor here in a minute.
Cessna 0 Alpha Bravo, number 2, you found Twin Star 0, low approach, runway 17, clear to land.
Okay, number 2, clear to land behind the Twin Star 17560 Bravo.
Cherokee 28 Romeo, number 3, you're following the Cessna Skylane on about a 2 mile final, runway 17, clear to land.
Number 3 behind the Cessna, cleared to land runway 1728 Romeo.
Tiger 240, turn left altitude.
Left altitude 240.
Is it a bit bumpy up there?
Yeah, above 800 feet it gets a little bumpy.
Thank you.
Okay, so we see that Cessna. He's at our 1 o'clock. So we're going to keep it slow here.
560 Bravo, wind check please.
Wind 22013, gusting 20.
Thanks.
Alright, so we're going to have a right crosswind. We'll have to correct 4.
Tower 919 Echo Sierra is going best.
Twin Star 9 Echo Sierra, contact Seattle departure.
Over departure 9 Echo Sierra.
I'm going to slow it up a little bit here again for spacing.
Join the ramp at your discretion.
Right. We're on a good glide slope. We have 2 whites, 2 reds. And we're at 90 knots. Gonna go ahead and add our first notch of flaps. 10 degrees flap set. Gonna keep a little power in because of that headwind. And you can see our crab angle. So we're gonna need to add some left rudder prior to touchdown. And keep right aileron in to maintain alignment with the center line. Alright, sync rate's good, about 500 feet per minute. We're trim good, showing 85 miles per hour. Gonna add a little bit of power and increase that speed for gust factor. And also to compensate for that headwind that's wanting to push us backwards. That airplane is on the ground. Okay, everything's looking good. We're showing 3 white, 1 red. Gonna add our second notch of flaps and trim.
Set the 0 Alpha Bravo taxi parking via Alpha. You can join the ramp at your discretion.
Adding a little power
Okay,
again.
parking by Alpha to the ramp 5, secure Alpha Bravo.
Due to the gust factor. So it's a constant dance between aileron, rudder, power, and pitch. Just a little bit high. Again, I'm keeping a little extra power in for gust and the headwind. All right, pull the power back. And final notch. Added. And lane. Third power back. Ground.
Tacoma Tower, airlift 3 is 7 miles north with Oscar to transition south.
Airlift 3 Tacoma Tower, transition southbound west of the airport's approved. Altimeter 298.9er, wind 210.14, gusting 22.
2989.
Tacoma Tower, Cherokee 2 at Romeo's, clear the runway at Alpha 2, and we'll be heading over to North Fuel Pump, please.
Cherokee 2 Romeo, taxi parking via Alpha Bravo 2, monitor the ground.
Alpha Bravo 2 to parking, over to ground 2 at Romeo.
Tacoma ground, good afternoon. Pilatus 800 Bravo 2 with Oscar, requesting taxi for a left-hand downwind departure.
All right,
Pilatus
fuel
800
pump
Bravo
off,
2,
landing
Tacoma
line
ground, where you
off.
at?
We're at Tacoma Narrows Aviation.
Pilatus 0 Bravo units in sight, runway 17, taxi via Bravo 1 and Alpha.
Arthur 17 taxi requesting Bravo 2 and Alpha 800 Bravo 2.
No, 0 Bravo Julie, roger. Wait for the Cherokee to join the ramp at Bravo 2, then pass behind them. Runway 17, taxi at Bravo 2 and Alpha.
Thanks, 17, taxi at Bravo 2 and Alpha behind the Cherokee, 80 Bravo Julie.
All right, Bravo 2 turning off and over to the fuel pumps. We'll do our debrief right there. Definitely a challenging landing.
Attention all aircraft, hazardous weather information, Airmet Sierra, Tango and Zulu for Washington and coastal waters, available on flight service frequencies.
All right, there's a fuel pump to the right. Well, I can say I'm real happy with the installation. You could certainly hear the stall warning horn through the headset and over the engine noise, which was our goal. It also gave us the opportunity to practice some power on and power off stalls, which is always a good thing, as well as crosswind landing with gusty conditions, as you saw from the GoPro video. It's a very challenging landing. And as always, thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.